Okay, so I got my schedule a little mixed up. I don't work in the morning, so it's 1 in the morning for me, but I'm gonna go and watch the 17th episode Brothers in Arms because I'm actually surprised. I went into last episode seeing the lead up for it and hearing the bad comments, and I'm like, ah, man, I'm not excited for this. But with the lead up they just did, I actually want to see what's about to go down. This video is a review for episode 16, the Thanatos Guild. I couldn't say it my last review. The Thanatos Guild, which is in a comics alteration, of the League of Assassins, which is what it is in the TV show as well. So I don't work till 4 tomorrow. I'm gonna try and bust through a couple of these episodes. I might just go straight to the Flash. We'll see. But anyways, back to Arrow. So Roy and Thea are getting their going away party. Roy was just back only for 2 episodes, unfortunately. I really love this character. We got to see him in the field today. But they're throwing a going away party for Roy and Thea. Happily ever after for them. They finally get to go off and be together and be happy. But in Nanda Parbat, Nissa and Athena go at it a little bit, and they come over to Star City and attack Thea to kill her and open up this box and a map that will show them where the other Lazarus pits are, and it's a huge teaser for what's to come. And so there's stuff I'll talk about towards the end of the episode when I get to it that's very big in the Arrow universe and could change a lot of stuff. So there's actually a lot of stuff in this episode that's big, like Arrow villain crazy stuff going on. So not only just Athena, another archer, the Greek goddess for archery and other things amongst that. So we get the Thea going away party. We get some brotherhood lead up again. This fight that's going to go down between Diggle and Oliver over the mantle of the Arrow. We get a little bit of that. We get the goodbye scene, the driving off in the car, and Roy's like, you're gonna jinx it. They jinx it. Athena shows up. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, there's a little side story going on here between Curtis, Dinah, and the cops in the cop situation. We don't see too much of Quentin, but we definitely know that investigation's still going on. So pans over to Curtis and Dinah. Dinah's investigating a case, a murder case, and a drug deal gone wrong, apparently. And Captain Hill comes in, which is the new police captain, who's dirty and is working on with Diaz. And even though they check her background, they go and steal evidence from the evidence locker, which you're not supposed to do as a police officer. They go and steal the evidence. They find out it's not Diaz's drugs, that it's Vertigo, which is one of those big plot points. Their whole story is summed up pretty fast. Basically, there's that Curtis has a romance with Dinah's partner, who they assume so far is clean. We'll have to find out later on if he is or if he's not. I'm definitely going to have to do a name check on him, see if he has any affiliation with the comics, because they said his name like 8 times. So he's going to be important. Whether that's a betrayal and he's working with Diaz too, no one knows yet. So then back over to the Thea Athena story. We get them going to search for this map, or the box. And they go to get the box. Arsenal comes out in the field, which was cool to see. He's just donning the cap, just a baseball cap, which is a total Arsenal look. Whew. And Speedy's out there with Nissa and Oliver and Diggle, and Athena pops up. Somehow they went undetected by Felicity. Honestly, I don't know how she keeps getting slumped by the League of Assassins, but it keeps happening. Anyways, so she asks, there's going to be traps. She wants to know if it's Temple of Doom or Raiders of the Lost Ark. We get a little one-shot Athea saying, oh, yep, it's Raiders. And she hits the fucking floor pad that launches arrows at the rest of the members there of the Thanatos Guild. Athena slips away and lives through it. Nissa says even at the end that she's hard to kill, which is bringing some very, very, very big plot points in the future. So we get that back to that box, back to the bunker. They figure out how to open it, and then it's a paper. And unlike the rest of the League of Assassins stuff used with fire to reveal the message, this one is with blood. And so Malcolm made it so that only her blood, her DNA would unveil the map. And basically it's a giant global ley line map that lays out 3 Lazarus pits. That's what the Thanatos Guild goes after in the comics as well, to revive Ra's al Ghul after their pit has been dismantled. So this is some big comic stuff. Athena is leading up to the revival of Malcolm Merlyn, obviously. There's no denying that. I said last episode, there's no way he's dead. And then I realized, oh, nope, he's dead. The reason why they're coming from her for Thea is because she is the heiress to the demon. Which she was. That was right. And then now Athena's going after this map because it has the other Lazarus pits. That's something to keep whoever the head of the demon is alive. They don't have Malcolm's body, but I feel like that is something that could totally happen. If they're gonna go down this storyline, the Ra's al Ghul does come back from the comics because the Thanatos Guild finds these other Lazarus pits with this map. Obviously, it's totally different in the comics, but they definitely find the other 2 Lazarus pits. It's basically like in Doctor Strange, the Sanctums. So there's the London Sanctum, the New York Sanctum, and the Hong Kong Sanctum. That's basically what these 3 spots are. There's Nanda Parbat, and I don't know where the other 2 are. I forget. It's different cities in DC comic lore that I don't remember for some reason. But anyways, they're trying to... her and her comrades are trying to find these other pits, assuming that they could bring back the entire league as well as Malcolm. That's just my guess. We get a little Fibonacci reference to the Fibonacci I don't know what I'm trying to go off there. Anyways, we get a couple more little teases when Felicity is the funniest thing in this entire episode. That I've never heard anything this funny in Flash, except for maybe like the Supergirl crossover when Cat Grant goes, "You look like the racially diverse cast of a CW TV show," when they all walk in there. And then Supergirl got transferred over to the CW. That's probably the funniest thing that I've ever seen come from DC. That's too meta. That's going above and beyond funny. The second funniest thing I've ever seen was Nissa is standing next to Felicity, and Felicity's trying to get this paper to work, and she goes, "Oh yes, I'll make sure that nobody comes and bothers you, sister wife." It's just too good. they've been throwing little shots at like her like being married to Oliver at the same time as Felicity this entire time, and it's so funny to like hear those and then her say something like that, and then like knowing that it's gonna like this is the end of her story with Arrow. Like it's just like she went out on a high note. So Katrina Law like delivered that line perfectly. She did such a good job as Nissa. It was just too good. Um, Again, like the other points I want to make is Dinah stole that evidence from the locker. We find out Diaz is pushing Vertigo. Um, that's a huge, like Ra's al Ghul and Vertigo, huge references to those two villains. Huge DC villains. Vertigo's a big Arrow villain. They've never done him justice. They've had three alterations on him. I'm pretty sure so far. And they haven't paid it off real well. I'm pretty sure the last alteration, the guy who's from Prison Break, I forget his name. It's weird that they have Fibonacci in this because the last Vertigo was obsessed with finding the Fibonacci um, guy who testified against him um, in Prison Break, which is another reference to Captain Cold, Heatwave. Like that's all totally connected. Um, which I don't think is purposeful. It's just like a little Easter egg. And then, so like that's huge. Malcolm Merlin coming back, maybe Vertigo coming back. I'm pretty sure that last alteration, he is in jail in Iron Heights. I want to say, I don't know for sure. I don't believe he's dead yet. And then the last thing that happens in the episode is the goodbye to Roy and Thea and Nyssa. Apparently, I really doubt that storyline is over. Athena's still alive. The pits are still out there. They're gonna have to come back to Oliver for help somehow. There's no way they flesh that entire story out and have that happen off screen without Oliver being a part of something that big. Like there's no way that slides under the rug is something like, oh, we found these two other pits and we're trying to destroy them, but they're defended by Malcolm and Athena. We don't know what to do. Like that's something that is gonna have to be explained. It's gonna have to come up. So it was a goodbye to Roy and Thea, but I'm pretty sure we're seeing them come back. I'm pretty sure we're seeing Katrina Law come back at some point for a little tiny 3-episode, maybe 4-episode arc, because everybody thought Roy was coming back for 5-6 episodes, and it was just going to be a little tiny arc for him, like a redemption as the Red Arrow, and like kind of help, like everybody, like Kate and James was still supposed to be in play at this point. Like I still thought that like Caden James was going to use Roy as leverage in the case or something, but it's all Diaz now. Like so much has changed that like it makes sense that people speculating at 5-6 episode arc is just 2 episodes with a tie into something that could happen down the road. And I'm sure I don't think you can contractually obligate somebody to be like, oh, next season we need you to come back for these episodes. Like they already have season 7 renewed, and they already probably are starting to write on it. But I don't know if they've had contracts. I mean, it just got renewed like a week, not even ago. So it could be that they haven't renewed those contracts or set those in motion for them to come for a couple episodes to do that little arc. If it's going to happen, it's got to happen season 7, season 8. Otherwise, it's too far down the road, you know what I mean? Like, it could be episodes 4 through 7 or 5 through 8. Nobody knows. But, like, it has to happen kind of next season for it to happen at all, because otherwise the timeline wouldn't make sense. It would be too far out. Like, oh yeah, we've been searching for these like pits for like 3 years, even though we have a map that tells us exactly where they are. Like, does not make sense. Oh, we got the map stolen from us, and now we have to fight Athena. Like, we found the pits, or we were gonna destroy them, but then we got attacked by Athena, and they stole the stuff, and we couldn't find our way back, and they have too many people. Like, we need your help now. Like, that could be like 6 months, a year kind of thing. Like, finding those things. And then, you know, like, but like 2 years is kind of pushing it. Anything beyond 2 years, no way, Jose. Um, let's see here. Yeah, that's everything from the episode. So that is the Thanatos Guild summed up pretty well in 15 minutes. I am gonna go watch this last episode and most likely do a review for Brothers in Arms. And if not, I'll do the review in the morning. And then I got 5 still episodes of Legends and 2 episodes of Flash. And depending on what time I wake up, what time I stream, what time I go to work, everything in between, I'll do 2 episodes of Flash or maybe 2 episodes of Legends. We'll see what happens. Cool. I will see you guys next episode of Arrow Brother in Arms. I'm really excited to see this fight, actually. What I was saying at the beginning. Super hyped. For some reason, I was not excited at all, and now I am. So we'll see what happens. And I will be back. It's not going to be the whole episode, too. It's like Brothers in Arms is going to be like a 20-minute segment of it, and like the rest of the episode is going to be them working together, moving past the thing. You know what I mean? Like, they can't like have a full hour, like 40 minutes straight of them like going back and forth. Like, oh, well, you said, well, I said, but now this is, it's like, that's going to get too drawn on. So I'm assuming like it's going to be a little bit, like they're going to go into the field, something's going to go wrong. They come back, argue about it. They go out in the field again, maybe, not even, or maybe they just fight right after going out in the field. And then they get over that, go and fight Diaz. I don't know. We'll see. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next review, either tonight or in the morning. Peace out.